Jennifer Andreu from Plantation. She's going to be coming through talking about our amendments. I appreciate you guys being here. This one you said?
That
the first one? This one here. Okay, perfect.
The first one, yeah.
Okay.
Yesterday
It
the
was
second one was a little shaky. Not bad, but you know.
It had a little feedback. I heard it, but I didn't know that other people hear. Okay, ready when you're ready.
That's why I switched you in the middle of the show. You said, remember?
All right. All right. We're ready when you're ready.
40 seconds on this. You ready?
Yes, sir. Hey everybody, welcome. It's Suzette Speaks Show Live. How are you? Happy Friday. I'm really excited to see you guys, and I'm grateful that you guys are watching here online as well as listening wherever you are enjoying your lunch break. I have pulled this beautiful young lady out from her lunch break and asked her to come through to bless us with her presence. She has served now in the city for Plantation for how long?
4 years.
4 years already? Oh my goodness. And she just quickly popped in. I said, yes, let's make it happen. But she has a finite amount of time with us today, but I'm grateful that she's here. She's going to be talking about what's going on with the city of Plantation. They have some big events coming up, as well as some ballot initiatives that will be on our ballot on November 5th. There's so much to talk about, so I'm going to jump right in. Welcome again. If you have never heard this voice, don't worry. It's Suzette Speaks on your radio. I'm with you every Thursday and Friday on Voice of the Caribbean, I Radio. If you're listening in Miami, you can always find me 94.3 FM, in Fort Lauderdale 102.1, and North Miami, Hollywood 102.3. All the way up to Orlando, Winter Garden, Lake Mary. What's up? 99.7 FM, and of course, Vero Beach Park, St. Lucie. We love you guys. Thank you for listening. 105.3 FM. You can call in today, 850-446-0562, 850-446-0562. Get you right in touch. You know, we had a great conversation yesterday. Oh my gosh, we were talking about 𝙑𝙤 and what was going on and the newest allegations in that case. But of course, we are also here to inform you and keep you abreast of what's going on in your community. So for those living in Fort Lauderdale, Plantation, and the surrounding areas today, we're going to highlight what's going on over that side of town. And I have the perfect guest to join me. Her name again is Miss Council Member of the City of Plantation Council. Welcome, Miss Jennifer Andreu. How are you?
Great, Suzette. Thank you so much for having me. Excited to spend this time with you.
I'm really excited that you are here.
Plantation Elementary, Plantation Middle, Plantation High, not born and raised, but definitely raised in Plantation. So
Fantastic.
It runs through my blood through and through.
Wow, so you've been in part of that community for a very, very long time. And tell us what you do when it comes to business or your career.
So actually, I just recently changed. I spent the last 27 years working for Miami-Dade County Public Schools in a variety of capacities, from teacher to principal to director to most recently assistant superintendent.
Wow.
And then 7 months ago, I decided I wanted to do this great work in my backyard, where again, I have raised a family and where I grew up. And so I moved to Broward County Public Schools, and I'm currently the executive director for business operations, working to oversee procurement, economic development and diversity, as well as the business support center.
Listen, she's a busy woman. We only have her for a short time today, taking a break from her lunch to come hang out with us today. So talk about how you got involved with politics. What made you decide to run in the city of Plantation? First of all, you were a first. Is that correct?
I am definitely a first Jamaican American. The city is actually, we're celebrating 71 years.
Wow.
So we're excited about that, but it's sad to say as of 2020, I am the first, but the first and not the last. So hopefully
first person of color, period.
Correct.
Wow.
Okay, and there's only been about 6 women, Suzette. I know you'll appreciate that too, because we always have those conversations. I think I'm the 6th woman and the first woman of color, or person of color, period.
Wow.
But what made me run really was that the fact that I have been involved in the city for so long.
Yeah.
And when I realized, though, back with everything going on with George Floyd and Ahmaud Arbery, that there hadn't been anybody of color,
Wow.
I was shocked because I didn't realize that until 2020.
Jeez.
And so I just kind of said, if nobody else is going to step up and do it, I will.
Yes, so she is a bona fide trailblazer for the city of Plantation. First person of color, only had been 6 women prior to her serving, and she's now been serving 4 years. And of course, you are running for re-election. People will be voting for you in August.
In November.
November 5th. And we'll talk about the general election in just a little bit. So there's so much going on. Tell us about your role. What do people who are council members? It's just like a city council. Some people call it commission. Some people call it council. Some people, city board. But in Plantation, it's a council. How many members are there?
So there are 5 members, and what's different about Plantation is we do have a strong mayor. I think we're the only strong mayor form of government
in South Florida. Wow, and yes.
And so that makes us a little different. And all 5 seats are at-large seats, so we cover the whole city. We don't have districts.
Oh wow!
And we rotate every 2 years.
Okay, so wow.
Every 2 years you vote on either the even or the odd
number. Okay, so that's very interesting. So for people who don't understand what a strong mayor is, so most cities are run by a city manager. You have elected officials, however, the day-to-day operations, the budget, who gets paid, how the employees' offices are run, etc., and who's the head of fire, who's the head of policing, if you have a police department in your city, it's normally given to the manager of the city, who is hired by the commission just to run the operations. But you're saying in Plantation, the mayor is directly responsible for the daily operations. Is that correct?
Absolutely.
Wow, that's a lot of power.
It's a lot of power. We do have a wonderful CAO, a Chief Administrative Officer.
Okay, that works
closely with him.
Okay.
Which would probably be similar to
the manager
or deputy. But yes, we do have the strong mayor.
So tell us, what is life like as a city commissioner? What do you do?
Life is busy, as you know. Life is busy.
You're a mom. You're a wife. Listen, on top of all of that, yes.
But we could do all things through life.
Right.
So we continue to do a lot, and so the day-to-day, we're absolutely, as you mentioned, our primary responsibility probably is the budget, the $240 million budget annually. So we want to make sure that we're being good stewards of the finances for our
people's
city.
Tax dollars.
People's tax dollars
yes.
at work.
So,
and overseeing all of our parks and recreation. I tell people garbage disposal, your streets, making sure that they're paved, making sure that they're kept up.
Right.
All of those things are run through your city. The water quality, which ours is excellent.
Yeah, okay.
All of those things are part of our day-to-day activities in the city.
Yeah, so once again, I'm here with council member from the city of Plantation, Ms. Jennifer Andreu, just talking about her life and her path into politics. I know a lot of folks were inspired to get involved post even former President Barack Obama. And then, of course, we saw the, as she talked about, the racial reckoning that happened across the country as a result of the George Floyd killing and all those other things. And so people were paying attention, and she decided to step forward, became the first person of color in the 71-year history of the city of Plantation. Now, listen, the name of it is Plantation, so you already understand what's going on there. But in Broward County, you have a jewel, and there's a lot of positive things going on. And I want to also emphasize that, because sometimes Plantation gets a bad rap and some of the history here, because, Florida is the South, and we've had a tumultuous history when it came to civil rights and integration and things like that. So we don't want to forget that past, but there's also been a lot of growth and a lot of changes. Talk about some of the changes that you've seen. You've been a lifelong, basically, Plantation resident.
Absolutely.
How has the city changed in your time living there?
It has become such a diverse city.
Yeah.
People don't realize, and they do always just equate the city with the name. But no, we are so culturally diverse. We have a huge Hispanic American community now that people don't realize. Actually, that number is growing even more so than our Caribbean number.
First of all, what I heard back in the day was that the Caribbean, specifically the Jamaicans were the first to try to integrate without even knowing it. Like they thought this is a great, as after they emigrated to the United States looking for places to live, there had been racial barriers by law for a lot of South Florida as it was across the United States. So there were parts of town that were quote unquote off limits at one point in time legally to Black people, and then informally, through intimidation and whatnot, as we came into the 50s, 60s, 70s, where Black people didn't cross the railroad tracks, as they say. And then here come immigrants. Here come Black immigrants who were looking for places to live and didn't really have the embedded, rules that unfortunately the difficult times in our country's history had produced. So they went looking for houses in Plantation, and by phone and by hook and by crook, they started to buy houses there. And from what I gathered, it was like the first real integration of the city of Plantation. Is that the history that you've heard?
That is exactly the history. And when I talk to longtime residents, even longer than me, right, who unfortunately too have recently passed, who really started that Park East Homeowners Association community. As you said, the Jamaicans that immigrated here, and Kingsley Smith is one of them, Mr. Grant. They started the association. They made sure that the mayor came over to their homes and sat with them in their living rooms and talked about making sure that we were going to be a safe community, that we were going to get our fair share of resources on the east side of the city. And so none of those things can ever be forgotten. And we're actually dedicating a park to Kingsley Smith in the next few weeks.
I love that.
And so we're really excited about that. We don't ever want to forget that past.
Absolutely. And I love that you were honoring some of those first pioneers, if you want to call them that. The Jamaican immigrants that came again, there was an informal lines written in the sand that had been due to racial violence. Let's just call it what it was back in the day. When we are looking back at the history of South Florida, unfortunately there are some dark times. However, I think probably in the 70s and the 80s we saw this change that came with immigrants coming to areas of South Florida and looking for homes and saying to themselves, this is a beautiful home, why not me? Why can't I buy it? And again, unaffected mentally by some of the restrictions that were there due to, again, racial segregation, they ended up being the integrators of cities like Plantation. So that's very interesting. And I'm grateful that you guys are honoring that past. So tell us what's going on with Plantation today. Is Plantation still a beautiful place to live and grow kids and those type of things?
So Plantation, the grass is really greener.
And
it's so true. Let me tell you, it is an excellent city, probably the best in all of South Florida to raise a family. If you want the Midtown area, if you're a young person, you have lots of rentals in Midtown. That's our live, work, play area. You can walk and ride your bike and go downstairs and have recreational activities, go to the movies, eat dinner, go out, have shopping. And then if you really want more of that suburban feel and you want to have land and you want to raise your children, then you can go east or west, depending on how much land you want. If you want a whole acre, go to the Plantation Acres on the west side. If you want horses, go out to the acres. If you want just a nice yard and you want to visit one of our 42 parks, it's a wonderful place to really raise a family. My children are third generation Plantation residents, and I'm hoping after they go to college, they'll come back and have their families here as well.
That's fantastic.
And so the schools are excellent. I'm an advocate for our 10 public schools in the city. And we're doing big things in Plantation.
So City of Plantation represent, I know there was, like I said, a different time, a different past, a different era, but now I've enjoyed places like Plantation Walk, what she's talking about. Let's talk about some of the landmarks. If you grew up in Plantation, what are some of the landmarks you should know in Plantation?
Well, you would absolutely know Central Park.
Absolutely.
Right? Every child has spent time at Central Park, whether it is playing tennis. Now everybody goes there for pickleball. We have one of the best pickleball courts in the country.
Right.
We are rated in the top 10. The swimming pool. So Central Park for sure. We just recently remodeled Pine Island Park, and that's a fantastic soccer park.
Fantastic.
So people want that AstroTurf there.
Yes.
We do Rock the Park on a monthly basis and have free concerts there.
Yeah.
I don't think any other city has a lot of free activities for families, for children, for young people, for all ages.
Yeah.
So we've seen ever since COVID a huge uptick in the number of people coming out. And most recently at Rock the Park, people were coming from Miami-Dade County. I had somebody that I spoke to who came from Kendall to come to our Rock the Park series.
Listen, they also have that food truck run, y'all.
Oh,
the
yeah.
food truck. When is that? Wednesday?
Wednesday at Volunteer Park.
Listen.
Come by, food trucks, the tacos, the barbecue. Also, our farmers market at Volunteer Park on Saturdays is huge, wildly successful.
That's fantastic.
So many events happening.
So we have the Volunteer Park, which is the farmers market. Is that Sundays?
That's on Saturdays.
Saturdays. What time to what time is that?
They start early. I want to say about 7:30, 8 a.m. and go until around 1 p.m.
Wow. And then you have the food truck Wednesdays, which I've been meaning to come to. So when is that? Wednesday evening?
Wednesday evening. From approximately 5 to maybe about 9 or so.
Okay, fantastic. And you have some big events coming up, and I know we'll be taking a break shortly, but we have some big events also coming up in City of Plantation we want to tell you about. City of Plantation will be celebrating Memorial Day. Is that right?
Memorial Day, Monday, May 27th at 9:30 a.m. We will be having our annual Memorial Day service, and that's held at Veterans Park, which is on Lauderdale West Drive. We have a beautiful Veterans Park where we honor those people who have served in our armed forces and paid the ultimate price to keep us safe. So we're looking forward to that event Monday.
All right, so we're going to take a quick pause for the cause. We're here with City Council member Jennifer Andreu. If you have questions for her, if you wanted to think about running for office as she has, she served 4 years in the City of Plantation. She will be running for a re-election on November 5th. We'll keep that in mind. She is the first, not only Jamaican American, to win a seat in the City of Plantation on their council. She is the first person of color and now the 7th woman to serve in the City of Plantation, which is a pretty big darn deal. Again, we think we've come a long way, and we have, but we still have quite a ways to go. So congratulations to her on being such a trailblazer when it comes to City of Plantation. We're going to talk also about a little bit more about their Memorial Day, y'all. Memorial Day is coming up. Do you have your plans? I already started looking for my tickets, so I don't know if I'll be at what they got going on. Dandy Shandy tonight. They have Chill, big up Richie D. On Sunday, there's a party, the Afrobeat party I love called Stamped. Oh my goodness, that's on Sunday as well. Saturday, they got a lot going on. We want to know what you're going to be doing. If you want to tell us what you'll be doing, you can give us a call, 850-446-0562. Who's barbecuing? Where can I get an invite, please? No one touch some pool water or some beach water. I'm telling you, because when you hear one reader, you want to make sure you get that swimming. That's what I'm going to be doing Monday. But I'm going to be hanging out. I know there's going to be a lot of big shows, of course, in the Caribbean American community. This is our time, holiday time. You know that. So, oh my gosh, summer never ready feels. So let me tell you what's going on around town, just so you guys will know. There's the Gospel Fest going on Sunday. If you want to celebrate performing live Luciano, at the purchase of 1 ticket for the Gospel Fest featuring Luciano, I love Kevin Downswell and George Banton from Rainbow Variety Store or M&J United Auto, you get 1 free. This is sponsored by Voice of the Caribbean. So you could be there on Sunday, May 26th, Memorial Weekend. It'll be on the Sunday. And again, doors open. This will be at Merrill. You know that group around Merrill United Methodist Church over there, 3900 State Road 7. 3900 North State Road 7, Lauderdale Lakes, 33319. Merrill United Methodist Church will be hosting the Gospel Fest featuring Luciano. Again, if you purchase a ticket for the Gospel Fest featuring Luciano, Kevin Downswell, and George Ballanton from Rainbow Variety Store or M&J United Auto, you get 1 free. And again, that will be sponsored by us, yours truly, the Voice of the Caribbean. We also have the Florida Jerk Festival coming on Sunday as well. That will be in Palm Beach for my Palm Beach people listening. Of course, we also know this weekend is Atlanta Caribbean Carnival. If you're in Atlanta, shout out to all my cousins graduating. I got a bunch of cousins graduating, so I appreciate you. If you'll be up there, have fun. More right after this break. I do.
I'll give you that the sword,
No,
but
that's
she's so good.
No.
Okay,
That's all right. Good. I'll say it
I could have added it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it has nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
That's where my tension is at. Well, you can see
they'll be
WCP.
there? Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay. He told
And
me
those were just all of the things that we said.
Yes. Okay.
Basically, but that's the only other thing that I would have.
That's perfect.
But you did not know.
No problem. No problem.
That's why you still outside.
So this is on. I can go out. Hey guys, I appreciate you guys watching. Again, say hello to my fabulous guests. We're gonna go a little bit on the Instagram live side. So I appreciate you guys watching, tuning in, hit the like button. And she's gonna talk more about her reelection. You gotta make sure, especially if you have people that live in Plantation or know people that live in Plantation, November 5th, she will be on the ballot. And we're gonna also talk about Amendments 3 and Amendments 4. So I guess I'll keep you live for a little bit longer, but I like to do a quick reset on Instagram. Yeah, I'll do a quick reset on Instagram. I appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see you guys over there. Take care. And make sure you tune in every Thursday or Friday from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Voice of the Caribbean, Suzette Speaks. Thank you, and enjoy your Memorial Day. Take care, guys.